Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to our respected Mr. and Miss Supervisor and examiners. And let me to introduce myself. My name is Novia Putri Ramadani. I am from the Cooperative Economic Education Class B 2017, and I will present the report on the field of work in the savings sections in the Savings and Loan Cooperative Service Gatot Subroto branch. And there are four discussion that I will explain. The first is information about the company. The second is place and time implementation. The third is implementation of field work, and the last is obstacles and how to overcome obstacles. And the first is company profile. Savings and Loan Cooperative Service of the Gatot Subroto branch or Pinjam Jasa located on Jalan Gatot Subroto number 1 Pancoran South Jakarta. The telephone number is 021-824-7009 and 2, and the fax email is 021-824-7009 and 4. And the website is www.kospinjasa.com, and electronic mail is kospinwarungbuncit@gmail.com. And then vision and mission. Kospin Jasa has a vision is the establishment of an independent and resilient savings and credit cooperative based on the mandate of developing a shared and equitable economy in Indonesia. To carry out its vision, the mission of Kospin Jasa is encourage all the potential that exists in society without discriminating between tribes, races, groups, and religions, so that they can be together, united, and have good intentions in building a people's economy in cooperation in the form of cooperatives. And then assist small and medium trades in the mobilization of capital for the smooth running of business so as to improve the welfare. And then the last is also assisting in economic development and actively supporting the implementation of business activities, inviting other business partners including SOAs, the private sectors, bank, and other cooperative movements. In 1970, a small and medium entrepreneurs established a Kospin service. The first time was a meeting in 1973 at the residence of Mr. H.A. Junaid Almarhum, who was also one the national cooperative figures. The meetings was ended by community leaders from three ethnics, that is indigenous, Chinese, and Arab. They all agreed to establish cooperatives that run savings and loan service. Based on the agreement of all parties, the cooperative was named Service in the hope that all would be able to provide service and benefits for members, the cooperative movement, the community, and the government. On October 26, 2015, Kospin Jasa Gatot Subroto branch was officially opened on Jalan Gatot Subroto number 1 Pancoran, which is also the main branch of Kospin Jasa. In 2019, the cooperative savings and loan service registered 136 branch office throughout Indonesia, as well as sub-branch office and cash office. And then structure organization of Kospin Gatot Subroto. The first Kospin Gatot Subroto has an office manager that is held by Mr. Fadli Mailani. He is responsible for running and overseeing all activities of the Kospin branch service of Office Gatot Subroto. And then under the manager office, Mr. Subakti as assistant leader, he helps the office leaderships that is and is responsible for office operational activities, product sales, and human resource. Under the leadership assistant, divided into four staff, there is Ms. Raden Dinda as a customer service officer who is responsible for providing information service and conducting personal selling activities to customer. Ms. Raden Dinda is also a deposit staff who provides service to customers who will product savings and savings transactions. And then Mr. Gunawan as a teller. He is responsible for saving and assisting customer in all savings and loan financial transactions. And then Mr. Rama as the back office is responsible for overseeing and calculating the financial suitability of the Gatot Subroto service branch. And then after that, there are Mr. Fajar and Mr. Hidayat as financing of lending staff, responsible for the operations of financing and loans at the Kospin Gatot Subroto. And then there are some employees under the auspice of the assistant leadership. There is Mr. Dakhori as a security guard of Kospin Gatot Subroto, and Mr. Harry as Kospin driver for Gatot Subroto, and then Mr. Rahmat is also a Kospin driver, and the last is Miss Nola as Gatot Subroto pantry officer. Okay, next is place and time implementation. Field of work practice are carried out at the Gatot Subroto branch savings and loan cooperative, starting on January 20 until February 20, 2020. Okay, the next is implementation of field work practice. The first, I am recording and saving savings and deposit transactions. The activity that I often do in the savings section is to service time deposit transactions. The first thing I do as part of deposit is I am requesting identity, then verifying the customer's identity, and I am give customer a new deposit opening form to be filled out by customers, and then after being filled in, I recheck, then input the data and verify on the Kospin service system. And then after I input, I will prepare a blank bill, the form that has been filled out by the customer and the deposit slip, and then I give to the assistant manager for authorization. And then after being authorized by the assistant manager, I will recheck the Kospin service system and print a bill. And then after that, I will give bill to customer for safekeeping until the due date. And then finally I did the receiving. And the second is I make change in deposit rates at predetermined interest rate. Private customers will be allowed to negotiate interest related to the wishes of customers. After the customer negotiates with the authorized officer, the savings department will make a letter requesting change in interest to be submitted to the Kospin Pekalongan Service Center. And then I made a letter with interest agreed between the customer and the authorized official. And then I print a letter and ask for a signature along with the branch seal as a sign of approval from the authorized. And then after being signed, my letter was scanned to be sent to the Kospin Pekalongan Service Center via the internal email platform, and then I do the shipping. The third, I make a debit card for customers. To facilitate customers in making transactions, Kospin cooperates with Mandiri Bank to issue Mandiri debit cards. And then the first, I will ask for the customer's identity to be verified and photocopy. And then I give the ATM making form as well as the APR from and Mandiri Bank to the customer. After the customer has filled it in, I will ask for some of the assistant manager on the ATM preparation form, and I will send all the files to internal later. Then I do archiving. And the last part, I do withdrawing customer deposit that are past due. If deposit that are past due, customer can withdraw or extend this deposit. For customers who will withdraw, I will requesting customer's real identity and deposit slip to be verified, and then after being verified by the savings department, I will ask for authorization as assistant manager and approval from the authorized official. And then after being authorized, a new bill can be disbursed and will be entered into the customer's Kospin service account. The next is obstacles encountered. The obstacles I face is the lack of computers to support the implementation of my work activities. The computer in Kospin Jasa has been set up with SYS Kospin Jasa, so I cannot use my personal laptop to help with this problem. As a result of these obstacles, reducing the speed of my performance to provide service to customer. And then there are also obstacles for companies. There is the lack of recruitment of labor in the Kospin Gatot Subroto service. Based on what I see in the office, these all are customer service officer staff also do the work of the saving section, where if the work is done by two people, it will will be easier and make the CSO staff's work easier. And then the last part is how to overcome these obstacles. To overcome the constraints of lack of computer, I overcome by alternating computer with CSO staff where I with CSO one table and one location. When CSO staff were not serving customers, I was allowed to use a computer to do my job, that is saving deposits. And then for the lack of manpower constraints, it is expected that in the future, Kospin Gatot Subroto will be able to recruit new employees, so there will not be build-up of work on the CSO and service departments, which is only done by one person. Okay, that is all my presentation regarding the field work practice report, more or less. Please forgive. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.